every part of my being is telling me this is gonna be bad. It's the first one, so it's gotta be good. It's gonna be less good. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Rebirth. It's gonna be a less good first one, but better than the sequels.
I agree. Jurassic World Rebirth, the 7th movie, is a thing, and we're going to chat about it today on Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast listeners and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I'm Brody. I'm joined as always by Tudong Dylan.
Hey!
And the man of 1,000 nicknames, Charlie Hickman.
Yeah.
Hey, but you can't name just one.
I could name a lot of them, Charlie.
Mm.
All right. If at any point you like what you hear and you want some more of us, we do have a Patreon where you can get exclusive content about topics you won't see on this main channel, such as mailbags, behind the scenes, special things like that. It's a good time. So you can find more information about that in the description below. And if you haven't already, we'd love it if you subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can come back every Wednesday and hang out with us and have some fun. So this is our podcast episode where we just talk about something, because that's what we like to do. We just kind of like to hang out and talk about things. We'll go over some things that we've been watching, and then maybe we'll hit some mailbags for this main channel. But before we get there, Jurassic World Rebirth. We got like a couple days ago, we just started getting some information on this. The 7th Jurassic Park movie. I'm assuming this is going to be at least a trilogy. So our 3rd Jurassic trilogy. I'm curious, what are you guys' gut reactions to this? Dylan.
My gut reaction is that they are scrambling to get something like this out. They kind of threw this together. They've got Scarlett Johansson in the lead, and just, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if this is a reboot, if this is a revamp, if this is retelling, if this is continuing.
This is a continuation.
Not exactly sure.
It's a continuation.
It is a continuation.
It is. Yes.
No one from Jurassic Park is supposed to be reprising their roles. Bryce Howard Dallas is also not reprising. Neither is Chris
Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas. Right.
Bryce
Yes.
Howard.
Howard.
That's what he said.
Bryce Dallas Howard. That's what I said. And Chris. Why do I keep thinking Chris Hemsworth? That's not Chris Hemsworth. He's doing the voice of Optimus Prime in the new.
Stop saying names.
Anyway,
you're doing great.
They're not here. I don't know. I'm not. Oh, actually, that's not true. They do have a synopsis. Do you guys know what the synopsis is?
I can read it to you.
I believe.
Yeah, read it to us. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was.
Okay.
The premise is interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
5 years. 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough.
So that's it. That's the end.
Period.
Okay. I had heard that the Earth is essentially like not cut out to handle dinosaurs. So they're starting to just go extinct again. And so at the end of Jurassic World Dominion, they were just kind of living out in the wild. They were a part of the Earth. We were having to share it. Blah, 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 blah. And so now they can't cut it. Right. Again, they had a chance again. They can't cut it again. They're going extinct. So now they're trying to like find the DNA. And I'm guessing this is going to lead to another Jurassic Park. I don't know. That was my guess. I'm probably way off though.
Yeah, I mean,
quick and dirty rankings.
Quick and dirty rankings.
Quick and dirty rankings. Top 6. Put them in order. The Jurassic so far.
This is gosh.
This is easy.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is like far and away number 1.
Easy.
I'll say Jurassic World would be next. Jurassic World 2. And then Jurassic.
This is where we part ways here. I would have gone Lost World. Dylan, what about you? Number 3.
I didn't like Lost World.
I'll be really honest. Go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead. Before I'm really.
I was going to say I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's better than Dominion and the other one.
I mean,
Gotta
I'll
be
be honest. After the second
Fallen
one,
Kingdom.
I couldn't believe that I continued watching it. I was really disappointed with the third one. I
Well,
keep
third one's
seeing
awful.
clips. It's so bad. But I'll be honest. I mean, I've seen parts of Jurassic World, but the other two I haven't. I don't want to see these dinosaurs dying. I actually don't want to see these dinosaurs fighting each other. People are like, yes, let's see them fight. And I'm like, they're poor things. These poor they're just animals. I don't want to see them fight. But then they like die. And I don't know if it was the second one or the third Jurassic World where like those on the island actually do just get enveloped by molten lava.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that kind of thing. Hey, you got Jurassic Park. That's fantastic. Jurassic World.
I think that was Dominion. Or no, was that the second one? Oh gosh,
The second one, yeah.
And that's
Fallen Kingdom.
that's Fallen Kingdom.
One. They've
That's
got
right.
a bunch of swarms of giant locusts, and there's a company that is the bad guy now. I don't know what they're doing. I will say I think it's interesting, but I don't want to see these dinosaurs dying. This is just not exactly my my genre right here. But it is interesting. But once again, they're like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and take their DNAs, and it says like for some miraculous life-saving benefits to humanity. I'm like, why are we going to do this again? Didn't we do this with the last one where you got locusts? They're like, now we're going to do the DNA of locusts and they're going to kill everybody because this giant company. I'm like, come on. What about you, Charlie? What is yours? What's yours number 3?
So my number 3 would be the second original Jurassic Park. And then, so look, for me, the trilogies, like not only do they follow similar templates in terms of storytelling, where like you kind of almost have like a Mad Libs style Jurassic Park movie script where you kind of, we've gone too far. No, who could have seen this? Who could have seen this avoidable disaster coming? But like also like the quality drops tremendously from like movie to movie. And it's like the first one good, second one, and the third one, oh my gosh, and then trilogy over. So with that in mind, I kind of like, even though every part of my being is telling me this is gonna be bad. It's the first one, so it's got to be good. It's going to be less good. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Rebirth. It's going to be a less good first one, but better than the sequels.
I agree.
So this will like instantly be like the third best one I'm predicting, and then precipitous drop off if they decide to even make more. It's going to be terrible. I want something new. Give me something new. I don't want to see just the same. Like, look, there is comfort in familiarity and formula, and when something is good at delivering on what it promises to deliver, it is delightful. So like Mission Impossible movies keep getting made, you know exactly what you're getting, and when like it breaks into like a huge stunt or another car chase, you're not like another car chase, you're like another car chase. You don't go see another Fantastic or Fast and the Furious or whatever sequel and go like, oh man, why aren't they getting more deeper into the character development? You're like, oh, car chase, let's do this. Like that's why you're there. And when the formula is familiar, but it's not delivering anything special or unique or good, then it's just boring, dull, and predictable. And I feel like that's what like the trap of a lot of these Jurassic Parks fall into. Is just kind of like they're not delivering anything new, and what they do deliver consistently isn't just that interesting anymore, like it was in like 93 when you're blowing my freaking mind. What they need is Christopher Nolan to come in and just make real dinosaurs. And he's just like, I got in the lab and we extracted some real dinosaur DNA. He talks like this, by the way. And now we have an actual T-Rex that's in the movie. He ate several cast members, but they did sign waivers, so it'll be in the movie and it'll be great. Yeah. Or James Cameron, and he's doing some new tech that's never been done before. And give me something new. Give me a new plot. It's just the same, man.
Yes.
So we are getting Gareth Edwards. We are getting Gareth Edwards. So he did Rogue One. He did Godzilla. Yeah. Okay.
The first Godzilla.
Yes, the first Godzilla.
He's like directed like 8 total things. I don't know.
No, I didn't quite like the first Godzilla. I thought that was probably one of the worst Godzillas.
The 2014 Godzilla or the Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
Oh, you're right. That was much worse. Yeah, no, that was worse. Matthew Broderick vamping with it.
I'm guessing that if they are having Gareth Edwards do it, that he's probably going to do a trilogy, unless he really messes up, and then they'll just pull it from him.
Yeah.
But
He's definitely not, when I think of a director, he's definitely not a sure thing hit or great quality movie. They did a lot of reshoots on Rogue One, right? Like, people are like, yeah, I did Rogue One. I'm like, there were reshoots, and a lot of those reshoots had nothing to do with him.
Was that Disney or was that him? He also did The Creator that just came out in 2023.
Did you see that?
I didn't, but I really want to.
Creator.
Yeah.
So
it's the matchup of a war between humans and robots with artificial intelligence. A former soldier plays a secret weapon, a robot.
That is not. You did? No.
You didn't hear it was good?
You didn't hear that it was good.
I did hear that it was good.
Hear that it was good. I'm telling you, you heard it was bad.
No, I heard that it was good.
No, I'm telling you, you heard it was bad. You didn't like it. You watched it. You hated it. He is definitely not a sure thing director. Not even close.
It's on my watch list. I think it's on Peacock.
Well, so
I think.
Either way, the point is that I don't think that is in any way making me like, oh, well, in this case, it must be a breath of fresh air into this franchise, instead of being like, well, that seems exactly like what they're going to do. I don't understand how Jurassic Park / World has gotten such a prestige, reputation when they've not had a lot of good movies. The first Jurassic World, it did make $1 billion.
I really liked that one.
The rest of it,
I really liked it.
I will say, and I just like to put something in the plus column, that everything I've read about his reaction to being offered a chance to do this, he was like writing a different project, and he's like, all right, like he jumped at it. And I do think, like, especially like with the MCU, we've seen some directors who seem like they're just doing it to do it, like just doing it for the payday or for the notoriety, and not because like they love the idea of doing that movie or the source material. We're at a generation now where a lot of these directors grew up with Steven Spielberg as like a big icon for them, and that first Jurassic World being like probably a huge part of like their, directorial fantasy of like being able to do something at that scope. And so, like I love it when directors love the material and are excited about it. Now, does that mean it's going to translate to anything good? Absolutely not. But like, at least it's better than someone like going like, hey, Jurassic Park. Oh, I'm gonna get some of that Jurassic Park money. Let's go.
I never saw the originals, but I'll do it.
I will say that I appreciate Glenn Powell being like turning it down, because he's like, I don't think I can add anything to it. I don't know what I would be doing. That I appreciate. That makes sense. Yeah, so he has a love for it. If that's the case, then that's good. I did not know that. I did not know that. That's cool.
So a couple of things. So we have Scarlett Johansson as the lead. We have, who was the other guy? Bailey. Jonathan Bailey. And then we have
Old JB, as he's called by his friends.
And then we have Mahershala Ali as like an army guy. And he's great.
He is fantastic.
One day we'll get a blade.
He's not getting Blade yet. Yeah.
One day we'll get a blade.
Don't even tease me with that, man. It's not happening. It makes me so mad. You ruined my whole night with that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet, Charlie?
No.
Oh, dude.
But we're not talking about
that. You expect me to go to a theater?
We're not talking. Not yet. Right. Once it comes out into streaming and Charlie watches it, then maybe we'll do a review of that.
Let's do a watch along.
Now you're talking.
We could.
A live in-person watch along / review.
Okay. So we've got some big names. I don't know who Jonathan Bailey is, but Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him. He's great.
Who else is there?
Luna Blaze.
No, there's nobody else.
Rupert Friend. Okay. I heard he's nice.
So, I mean, listen, I love the original Jurassic Park. I think it's so good. So I'm really looking forward to this. I get excited for every Jurassic Park movie. I've been let down more times than I've been whatever the word is. Than not. Yes. I've been let down more times than not. But I'm always interested. I felt like they kind of lost something when they left the island in the last trilogy. I love the island. For some reason I'd love to see them go back to the island. I don't know why. I don't know how. Take me back to Jurassic Park. Maybe we go from Jurassic Park Rebirth or Jurassic World Rebirth, and we go back to Jurassic Park, and it goes back to a new name with Jurassic Park in it. I don't know.
I have this idea. What if we built a park
for
dinosaurs?
I'm really excited. I'm excited for this. It's coming out next year, July. Boy, July is stacked to the brim with movies. So we've got this July 2nd of 2025. And then like a week later, we have Superman in July 11th, 2025. And then like 2 weeks after that, we've got Fantastic Four. So yeah, buckle up, folks, because July 2025 is going to be a big one. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm actually really excited. Don't bring me down, guys. Let me be excited about Jurassic Park.
No, it's going to be the best. If this is a new trilogy, this will be the best one. Easy.
It's true.
I will wait till the next two before I start like taking a dump all over the series again.
And it has five categories on IMDb. It is both thriller, sci-fi, adventure, action, and the lesser used dinosaur adventure category.
Oh,
dinosaur adventure.
It makes sense that they would use that. So very specific.
You'd get all the Jurassic Park movies, and then you'd get like Land Before Time.
Oh, you get Ice Age. Hey, don't sleep on the Ice Age.
Get the
dinosaurs of Ice Age.
King Kong.
Dinosaur. King Kong.
Ice Age 3 was all dinosaurs. They like they go out like underground, and there's like a whole lost city with dinosaurs. And
sure, we get Simon Pegg in that one, which makes it great.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So I'm excited.
We'll rank all the Ice Ages another time.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I'm gonna write that down. So I've seen them all many times.
I just want to make Dylan watch all the Ice Age films so we can rank them.
Hey Dylan, so next week I need you to watch all the Ice Age movies before we record. Your dog loves them. Come on, Tudong.
I don't know about that, but all right. Hopefully she will not be as angry as I would think she is that her dad's watching the Ice Age.
I think there's only like 6. I think there's only like 6. So
I think there's only 6. It's okay. It's okay.
Ice Age is Disney, right?
No, it's not. It's Blue. Was it Blue something? Blue. Oh my gosh.
Blue Moon Detective Agency.
No, it was Blue Sky. It was Blue. It started out as Blue Sky before Blue Sky got bought by somebody.
So where would I find these things?
Wherever you stream movies.
Do I have to do everything?
That's where you'll find them. Amazon. Check Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'll check Amazon.
They're also on Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
You lied to me, bro. You said they weren't Disney.
They didn't start as Disney. They started as Blue Sky.
I told you they're Disney now. Blue Sky equals Disney.
They were Blue Sky that then got bought by 20th Century that then got bought by Disney. So eventually they made their way to Disney.
6 of them.
Okay, well, I think that wraps. I think we're good with Jurassic Park, right? I'm excited. You're excited. Yeah. We're all excited. It'll be a good month. It'll be a great series. Maybe it'll be the best series. You never know. Hey, like I said, I said, I get excited for them. We'll see how it turns out.
Expectations have never been lower.
Maybe it'll be better than one of the greatest movies ever made.
Maybe. Why not?
Okay.
You never know.
All right. Well, let's chat a little bit. What have you guys been watching lately?
Oh, I just watched The Fall Guy, the extended cut.
Oh, how was it?
You know, it really was long. It was like 2.5 hours. They could have cut maybe an hour out of it. I was like,
maybe they did. Right? You watched the extended cut.
I didn't have a choice. I was like, how is it so long?
Because you clicked on the extended cut. That's why it's so long.
I wonder what the difference is. It can't be that big because even people who didn't see it on the extended cut, because I was like, am I the only one who thought shockingly long? And there were like 25 different endings. And for some reason, I'll be really honest. Like, the stunts were really cool. The fight scenes were shocking. They looked like almost they were fighting in slow motion. I did not understand that. I didn't understand a lot of the character motivation in these things. I was like, am I lost?
So
It was interesting. I thought the people were really game to do their stuff, but like they really needed to tighten up that script, and they needed a better fight choreographer because it looked like people were fighting in slow motion. Like these ridiculous punches are being thrown, and I'm like, and like the bad guys, it wasn't exactly like they were bad, and some people got killed, and it was deep, but it was also really funny. I don't know. It was kind of all over the place. It didn't really seem like it was focused knowing what they were trying to do. Like, and I really wanted to like it. I'm like, it's not that many endings. It's not that many endings. We're done.
So
We're
Dylan,
again. There's still more. Yeah.
Dylan, what I need you to do before next week, I need you to now watch the unextended cut and take notes on all the differences.
Now, and this is, of course, between watching all 6 Ice Age films.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
This is in addition to.
Colin's sick. No work this week, bud. This is all you got.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
You just tell them, hey, listen. Talk Punch needs me.
You know what? It's Talk Punch, and they need me. They
They need me.
because nobody else could possibly do this. The entire channel is hanging by a thread. This is the thread.
Yeah, this is the thread. You are the thread man.
It is.
It's on Peacock. You guys have Peacock. Hey, maybe like see if I'm completely incorrect. Some of the comedy just didn't exactly land for me. I don't know. I was really looking forward to it. I wanted to watch it when it came out, and I missed it because it got out of theaters, and oh god, a lot of things were rather cluttered. It seemed like they were really going a little bit too quickly when they were making it. I just didn't get it. I thought Ryan Gosling would have done I mean, nobody did a bad job. Everybody was good. There's just not a lot of cohesion to it.
How many stars out of 5? Give it a rating.
Maybe 2.5.
Oh, right down the middle.
So long, and because there was so like hey, Emily Blunt, she's always great, but I didn't quite understand her motivations in any way, nor did I understand a lot of Ryan Gosling's. I was like, wait, what happened? Like nobody was making things clear. I don't know. He got injured, and then like he wasn't talking to people because like his back was broken, and then they're like, how could you not?
Spoilers.
We miss you. And I'm like, it's the very beginning. What do you mean spoilers? You turn it on, and this is what happens.
I didn't know that
Spoilers,
happened.
he says.
I didn't know that happened.
Unbelievable. Well, I've ruined the
News to
entire
me.
movie because that's the ending.
News to me.
Just all I want to know is at some point does anyone look at Ryan Gosling and say, "You're gonna take the fall, guy"?
Yeah, actually, somebody does just say something like that.
I have this.
They're like,
I have this.
yeah.
Like my wife and I do. You know, we whenever someone says the title of whatever we're watching, we make an audible sound, which I have made the mistake of doing in like mixed company. I'm like all of a sudden I go whoop, or some loud sound, and everyone's like what? And I'm like, oh, he said the title.
I said the title.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I got really excited.
I do
All
like when they
right.
do that.
So Dylan watched a 2.5 out of 5 star movie. Didn't like it. Now,
Didn't like it.
I actually do want to see it. So I will watch the unextended cut.
Believable road.
Such a sacrifice.
And
I will watch the shorter version.
yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how much I like it.
I
Charlie,
don't like it.
Charlie, you watched anything lately?
I have watched some things lately.
It could be TV too. I know you do a lot of TV, more TV than movies.
Whoa! Hey, I wouldn't say I do a lot of TV. I say I watch the right amount of TV for someone in my exact situation. The appropriate amount. Pay me like some addict. But having said that, I watched 75 TV shows since last we were together.
Nice.
No,
Will one of those dark matter?
So
Of course
what
not.
I like to do when I'm watching television shows is I like to pick good quality content that I can feel good about. I show my wife Fallout. We watched Fallout together, which Brody will put a link below to our review on the show Fallout. Yeah, let's put links below.
I will.
Yeah.
In the description below, not up there. because that's
Oh, there it is. It's floating right above my head right now. There's the link.
No, it's not. It's in the description below.
The magic of editing. Just click my face and it'll take you right to the video. So we both really, she really enjoyed it and I really enjoyed watching that a second time. But when we weren't rewatching that, we started watching Bad Monkey on Apple, which I don't know if we want to get too much into it, but man, I'm telling you, there is not a streaming service making better original content right now than Apple. Their shows are fantastic. Dark Matter, one of the best two episodes.
It's so frustrating, Charlie. I can't, Charlie. Charlie's like, Apple TV is the best streaming service. They have best original content. All right, Brody. All right, Brody, who never watches TV. Oh, Brody, you never watch TV. And I'm like, oh, Charlie, there's this show on Apple TV. It's great. I read the book. I love the show. And he's like, yeah, I watched the first episode.
Oh, hey, the first 2 or 3.
2 or 3. That's how unmemorable it was, bro. He doesn't know if it was the second or the third.
I'm going to watch it all. I'm going to watch it all. But you got to admit, like,
in between watching 5 other shows on the same streaming service.
What show? I said,
Isn't it sitting there and you continue watching, just staring at you?
Yeah, so he's like, why do I have to do this? Why will I continue?
I'm not here to talk about Dark Matter. I'm here to just look forward, not backwards. I was told there would be no questions about Dark Matter. I'm here to talk about Bad Monkey, which is currently in production, or at least being released 1 episode at a time. Vince Vaughn is like, okay, Vince Vaughn is the type of actor that when you get Vince Vaughn in a good Vince Vaughn role, it's fantastic. And if you get Vince Vaughn in a role where you don't want Vince Vaughn, then it's a disaster. And this is like a role that they wrote for Vince Vaughn. It's Bill Lawrence, the guy who did Scrubs and Ted Lasso and Cougar Town and many other wonderful shows. It's fantastic. I do. I'm a big Bill Lawrence fan, and so when this was coming on, I knew I wanted to watch it. It's a little bit of a comedy, detective-y mystery type thing. It's 3 episodes in. I'm really enjoying it so far. Watch it because I want there to be more seasons. Also Shrinking, which Bill Lawrence did, is on Apple. Silo, Severance. Come on, man.
Severance season 2, give it to me.
It's in the works.
Not fast enough.
I know it's never fast enough, but there's a lot of good stuff on there. I really like Slow Horses. I think is really good. I just keep putting out like quality content. They don't advertise it anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you don't have Apple and you haven't like sought out some of these shows, it just sounds like I'm saying random words. But if you do have Apple, treat yourself. It's some of the best content out there. I'm telling you, it's just well done, well made. They got like just like a nonstop parade of like perennial Academy Award style actors, directors doing things, and then occasionally Matt Damon.
What's wrong with Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. I like Matt Damon.
Best role of life right there.
I like Matt Damon. Come on.
Best role.
I like Matt Damon. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. It was just he's fine. I don't have strong feelings about Matt Damon. Anyway, so I watched that. I watched so Brody, I know you're a big fan of MGM Plus. Is that right?
I just don't understand why it exists. Because it's all of that. MGM is owned by Amazon. And they own one of the more popular streaming services in Amazon Prime, not Amazon Plus. It's not a plus, it's a Prime. But then they also have MGM Plus. Why does it exist? Why isn't it not just on Prime?
I think sooner or later they're going to realize exactly what a terrible idea it was.
And are people actually subscribing to MGM Plus? That's not a dig on anybody. That's a genuine curiosity that I have. People
I have access. I have access to MGM Plus right now, and I don't know why I do.
Do you really?
I don't know.
That's not a joke.
I do. I share an Amazon Prime account with my family, and then every now and then they add channels, and MGM Plus popped up there one day, so I was like, sweet. So I watched the television show From
who?
Exactly. It is from the creators of Lost, and it has a very Lost style vibe. No, like the real creators. Not get it.
Not Lindelof. Lindelof. Not him.
Close.
Is it Lindelof? Lindelof?
I don't know what word
Just-
to say.
Dave Lindelof.
Sorry. Yeah. So anyway,
He's one of the creators of Lost.
little off.
Lindelof. David
David
Lindelof.
Lindelof.
David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
Oh.
There it is.
Lindelof.
There it is. Definitely watching in that case. He should have been on Lost.
Could you imagine?
Guy's looking for a lifeguard. Let me take my shirt off.
Hey, that guy united Berlin. So like, lay off, man.
Really did.
He tore a freaking wall down,
Yeah,
man.
I did.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
He was nice
Anyways,
there. What are you talking
It's
about?
I think it's the producers of Lost. It doesn't really matter. Not. I don't know if Hasselhoff is a part of it or not. It doesn't really matter. But it's kind of like a horror, like a horror TV. I know Hasselhoff wasn't in the series yet, but what a twist that would be for season 3.
What?
Yeah.
So the tag here is unravel the mystery of a city in middle USA that imprisons everyone who enters. As the residents struggle to maintain a sense of normality and seek a way out, they must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest. And so it's like every time it's night, like these monsters come out and they have to kind of deal like with unraveling mysteries and
Sounds
people
like
are trapped
Village.
there down. It's nothing like the village.
It sounds exactly like Lost, except it's not a desert island now. What if
Yeah,
we had Lost, but it was in a small city, and there's mysteries to unravel? We're not going to have answers, and there'll be mysterious smoke monsters in the forest.
So I think that one of the things that I will say about this show so far is that it appears to have a better plan.
Oh, okay.
Like they seem to be kind of like following a map of some sorts. Like they sat down and said, "Here's where we're going." And I felt like the first few seasons of Lost had a really good and clear direction. And then, like, I don't know if they just weren't expecting the show to be as big of a hit as it was.
Sure.
And then they just kind of like, well, let's just keep adding things in. And this, I think, probably a common, happened like with the How I Met Your Mother finale that was very controversial because they had the ending before the show started and then it became a huge hit. And they had all these other seasons. And then the ending they originally recorded and planned after one episode didn't really make as much sense, but they went with it anyway. So you just kind of like think sometimes shows run into this problem where they last maybe longer than they should and they run out of ideas and just start kind of doing things. I certainly did not enjoy the last half of Lost and it's not one that I've revisited, but this is interesting. And it's got like a nice little bit of like a supernatural horror element, which Brody, I know you love. I think you can watch season 1 on Freevee if you're a big fan of ads. And don't want to subscribe to MGM Plus out of principle, but not a bad little show. I really like. Speaking of Lost, but like Harold Perrineau is fantastic, and he was in Lost and Oz and other things, and I think he's fantastic in everything he does. So he's the main guy in this. Not bad. I'm not saying it's great, but not bad.
Cool.
Nice.
Better than Fall Guy, apparently. I don't.
Yeah.
Brody, what have you been watching? Come on.
Ooh. So I just watched the movie If, the John Krasinski, Ryan Reynolds, Steve Carell movie about imaginary friends.
How was that?
It was really good. I liked it. It was okay. So interesting thing. So I really liked it. My third kid really liked it. So we, out of 4 kids, number 3, he and I really liked it. And then I was talking with some other family members and they were like, yeah, I didn't really get it. Or like, it didn't really like touch me. It's my son at the end was just like sobbing on me because he was so like sad about, it was like a happy sad, but kind of like a, and I was like, I like had some tears and I was like, oh man, that was really touching. But then like I had other family members that was just like, yeah, didn't really impact me the way that it seemed to impact you guys. And I was like, oh, interesting. And so it brought up like some conversation between my wife and I about just like what we saw the movie as. And it's about like a little girl who's had lost her mom and her dad is going in for surgery and she's encountering like these imaginary friends who had their kids grow up, and so she's kind of helping them, reconnect with like the kids that grew up. And so it's a really sweet story. I really enjoyed it. I love Ryan Reynolds as much as you guys say that I don't. I do.
We know you love him. We just know you hate Deadpool.
I don't hate Deadpool. I don't hate it. I like it. I like it fine. But I really like Ryan Reynolds. I know he named his whole production company like Maximum Effort. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I liked Deadpool Wolverine. I get it. But yeah, so it was, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed it watching with my kids and the family. And yeah, it was good. I definitely recommend it. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably the one big thing that I've watched recently that I was like, oh, that would be something fun to bring up. I haven't really watched any shows, just movies. So I'm still working through Mass Effect. I'm going through the Mass Effect trilogy again. So that's taking up most of my time. So good. So good.
Watching all the Ice Age movies. So
Yeah. Hey, there's only 6. It's okay.
You're gonna love him, D.
Yeah, it's got Ray Romano. You love Ray Romano. And Queen Latifah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's on the first one, but she does get Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
Oh, Queen Latifah's not in the second one?
Or she's on the first one. I think she is in the second one.
Yeah.
Oh. And then it was almost in it.
Yeah, and the great peekaboo scene of like where the saber-toothed tiger is like, "Where's the baby?" It's a classic. Good stuff.
Simon Pegg. You love Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I think he gets in the third or fourth one, something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
The third one, the Dawn of the Dinosaurs one, whatever that is.
Yeah, there's a lot of like kind of big-ish names. But yeah. Okay.
Continental Drift. Mm.
That one wasn't as good. All right, Charlie, do you have some mailbag questions for us?
Ooh.
Yep. All right. So I got a good one.
Okay.
This is from Josephus.
Okay.
And he sent in, love your guys' podcast. Wondering if you guys were to start another podcast, as a group or individually, is there a topic that you would love to do that would surprise the other hosts? So if I could clean that up a little bit, he's asking us if, like, what's a podcast that you would be interested in being a part of that, like, the subject matter might surprise the other hosts? It's like an interest or something that you like that maybe not everybody would know about. So not obvious ones. Like when I said, hey, like I'll start a baseball or a music podcast, you guys wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, really? Like you like those things? Like, I'll do a fantasy football one.
I have one.
Right.
And it may be surprising. I would do a board game one.
I wouldn't be too surprised, but I'd be
Yeah,
I know.
you don't even like board game.
I know, but I think it would be fun to have a board game podcast. I would enjoy it.
I would do that with you. I would love to do a board game podcast. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually often think about it. There's a YouTube channel that I follow called the Dice Tower, and they have like they have a couple shows. Yeah, shout out to Dice Tower. They have a couple shows where they just kind of have little contributors, and it's like a 3, 4, 5 minute little thing that they can send in. That's kind of just a little thing on board games, and so you can kind of be featured with them. And I'm like, boy, I would love to do that. I would really enjoy it. Obviously, it's not that surprising because I do have a lot of board games. I do love playing board games. I wish I could play more, but my kids don't like board games. I bought all these board games thinking like, oh man, I'm going to be playing with these with my kids. And then I asked my kids and they're like, nah, it's okay. I'm not really into board games. And I'm like, son of a gun.
The cobbler's son has no shoes.
Deep. Did you just make that up?
No, but I don't know where I heard it from, but it's something that I think about often, because I just remember being a kid and loving sports and my grandpa being like, all I ever wanted was to have a kid who loves sports, and my uncle was like a computer guy, and my dad was like this total music nerd, and I'm sure all my dad wanted was a little music nerd, and he got this little guy who just wanted to play sports. Although obviously I did fall in love with music later on in life. And now I'm trying to get my kids into music, and they're really doing piano, and they're doing quite well. But it's just not like they don't play baseball. I really wanted them to take over my slow pitch softball team when they turned 18. Just like so I could be the old guy, and they could just run for me, and we could have that experience together. I don't know if we're gonna have that. It's okay. The cobbler's son has no shoes. They don't want me to teach them guitar. I'm like, let me teach you guitar. Dad, we're doing other things. They have each started their own YouTube channel. So
Really?
the cobbler's son has some shoes, just the wrong kind.
There you go.
But yeah, they're doing their own content, and it's wacky. They're funny. They're funny kids, man.
I'm sure they have more subscribers than us, so it's okay.
Well, only a matter of time. They're doing it right with like the meme cut-ins and the loud sound effects. There's like their buddy like he gave my oldest some feedback. He's like, hey, you need more sound effects. So he like re-edited the video and added more like sound effects, like noises and explosions and things. It's really funny. It is definitely not. You guys absolutely hate it, but it's great. I'm so proud of him. I love it to death. Dylan, what about you? What kind of podcast can we get you hosting? Like a WWE one?
That would be pretty surprising. Yeah, that'd be surprising.
That's another one I'd love to do.
Admit,
WWE.
Interestingly, I don't know how I've got into like a couple of like the Star Wars and Star Trek podcasts. Yeah, that's right.
Keeping up with the Kardashians?
Keeping up with Kardashians, yes, and several other things. So I which surprised me all over the place because I was on the one thing that I've started listening to are these, and it's I don't know why I've started listening to it. It's something I would think I shouldn't, and it's not a horror one, but it's like a thriller kind of a thing. But they have very slow words talking. They must get very close to the microphone. So I was walking out into the woods this day, and I walk out in the woods all the time. It's like, it's not, they're like, this is a true story of 3 camping horror things, but it's not a lot of horror. Like, it's like, and then there was a guy, and he said, hey, you should, there's a great view over here. You should walk over there. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm not going. It was all these kinds of stories. And each one, they're like, and if I went with this guy, I know I'd never be seen again. Or like, I was delivering food. And I'm like, for some reason, except for the Home Alone ones, I'm not ever going to, like, that's a little bit too much. But I mean, because I don't go camping, I don't deliver food. And they all the time, they're exactly the same, just talking like this.
I absolutely love this idea that you can sit here and be like, and as I was walking alone in the woods, there was a man with a bloody axe, and he said, come with me. And I had the thought, if I went with the serial killer with a large axe full of blood, that I would never be seen from again. So I went a different direction.
I went in a different direction. I got hear these, and I'm like, all the time, they're like, I'm like, what are you guys thinking? Why are you doing this? And yet I keep watching, and I don't know why. I keep listening, and each time I'm like, I should do this. I could get some real podcast things going, and I'm like, wow. So that would be. I was surprised. That surprised me. That and the Star Wars, Star Trek ones. We don't bring up Star Trek enough, by the way.
Well, we don't. We don't talk.
I would do more Star Trek if only I knew a podcast who ran a Star Trek that could have me on.
Or if you had a podcast that you could invite,
you had your own podcast that could make a Star Trek. I think what the people want, bro, is like you doing like an ASMR of you just rubbing your beard on the microphone.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
I feel like you gotta figure out a way to.
Is it making any noise?
No, it's not. No,
it's very. You gotta take off. Maybe take off your foam protector there, and really just rub. You gotta really rub it against it.
Get that chin in there, bro. Get the chin.
Gotta really rub.
Work that chin.
Okay, let's see. I had to mute it because I didn't. Ow!
That's not quite enough. It's okay. You got a little.
No.
Oh, that was worth it. Yes, that's perfect. I take it back, bro. I love it. I would be a Patreon for that.
That was never doing that again.
I'm rubbing my beard against the microphone. God.
It's coming.
It's caught. I got a
I knew then if I continued to rub my beard against the microphone, it would continue to pull my hair out. So I stopped.
I reached for the scissors, and I thought to
All right,
myself,
there we go.
will I cut the hair? Will I cut my own throat? Will I just cut off a finger?
Charlie, what about
And
you?
I put the scissors down.
So aside from the obvious ones, I'd love to, music and sports and things like that would be a lot of fun. If I wanted to do like a TV niche thing, my sister was in town. She loves Murder, She Wrote with like a fiery passion, and I think it'd be fun to do like a full podcast just dedicated to 80s private detective like TV shows, like talk like some Remington Steele and Murder, She Wrote and Moonlighting and all the best of like it'd be really fun to like watch them all again and go through all of that.
Would you do like a review? So like watch it and then review an episode?
Like just go like episode by episode, show by show.
Have you watched Columbo? Like
I watched Columbo for sure. Yeah. These were like the staples of our home when I was a child. Murder everywhere.
One more thing, right? That's his thing.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I just have one more question there. If you were working till 8:30, then how come you were home at 8:30 with your wife or whatever and stuff? And he doesn't talk like this at all. But Peter Falk he's such a good actor. I doesn't sound like that at all. I don't know. I'm doing. Why all of a sudden he's talking like Dave Capoletti over here? But one question for you. I got a little bit of a headache right here, a little migraine. I just got one more thing to ask you.
It's very painful.
That is a spot on impression. That'd be fun. I would love to do like history. I love history. So I think it'd be really fun to do like a history podcast and just like find some less talked about interesting pockets of history and just kind of get to go through that. I love teaching in general. Like, so just like finding some fun, like overlaps, I think is something that's really fascinating. We, just like time periods where like, two different, things are existing, like, like we did our podcast, like Bela Lugosi, like born a year after Billy the Kid. Just like it's fun to like think about like date overlaps of like, who was alive when and doing, I don't know. I just think history is fascinating. That wouldn't make a good podcast, just reading a bunch of dates of when people were born and died. Billy the Kid, 1881. But like just talking about like like picking a decade or two and just talking about everything that happened, and it would be interesting. I'd love to do a Dungeons and Dragons one, a little D&D would be a lot of fun.
We have talked about doing something like that on this channel, doing maybe a superhero one. I know Marvel is putting out a Marvel role-playing game.
Heck yeah, we got to do
well, that'll be a Patreon exclusive. Make people go.
But hey, if anybody's out there watching and they just want to start a podcast, I really would talk about anything. So, you want to talk politics, you want to talk religion, anything divisive, I'm down for that. You want to talk movies, TV, love. I'd love to do a parenting one. I'd love to do a tired dad's guide to playtime. A lot of fun. There it is.
Good.
There's the yawn.
There it is.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, that's. Oh, I mean, that sounds like
I would love to do a podcast for why Bluey is actually bad.
No, it's not.
Just a full dissection of all the reasons why Bluey is not actually a quality television show and why it's deceptively teaching parents bad habits.
It is absolutely a treasure. It's a treasure.
I'm just poking the bear.
Oh man. Well, if you out there do message Charlie and invite him on, just know I had him first. So I do have a contract with him. So there is a non-compete. So if you do plan on stealing Charlie, just know that you have about 3 years before.
Who wouldn't want the three of us on to talk about a variety of interesting stuff. What are your thoughts on fantasy football, Dylan? Who knows? We can
When I first heard the word fantasy football, and I was never heard again. I've never heard for mine.
And I walked into the barber, and I thought, if I sit down in this chair, my hair will be shorter. So I walked out and didn't get my hair cut.
Especially
any shorter? Could it get any shorter?
That's like a long running narrative to help people fall asleep. This is all I want now. An hour of Dylan just like telling stories about very obvious decisions, and he chooses the obviously correct choice.
This is going to be a Patreon exclusive. We're gonna have Dylan doing one of those for a Patreon.
Dylan? I was walking by the alley and I thought I'll take a shortcut. There were 3 guys in there and all of them had blood on their hands. So I thought maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should go around. But I went through anyways and it turned out fine. No, I got to.
Oh, you went through. So Dylan's already changing the format here. He's making the scarier choice. Ooh, I like that.
Like, what's happening, fellas? And then it turned into a whole different podcast. So your hands are already lubricated, are they?
It turns out they were painters painting a mural. And so I helped paint that mural.
I did. I decided to put my initials there. But they weren't my initials. Right. They were Charlie's.
We can each do a 30-minute long stream of conscious, low talking video about choices. Nonstop though. No breaks. No breaths.
Yes. So the more information on the Patreon is down in the description. We'd love to have any Patreon.
Or you could subscribe to Patreon to make sure that we don't do that. You really have a lot of control over content on the Patreon. You can whatever suggestions you have, we're amenable to those. So you can please for the love, please don't do that.
Yeah, our pride will not be hurt if you're like, please never do this again. Here's money not to do it. The pride.
We gotta wrap this up. We're approaching that hour mark. So let's go ahead and Charlie, take us home.
Well, as always, we love getting to spend this time with you, and we want to know what you're watching. So let us know what movies, what TV shows, what are you watching? And if you were to pick a topic for a Patreon episode, did any of these other podcasts we suggest tonight seem interesting? I would love to hear Brody talk about wrestling for a half hour. So that's my vote.
Easy
as a Patreon.
Nice.
Easy.
And then we can see him act out a few scenes, which would be great. But if you like what you see, make sure you click that like and subscribe below that beautiful beard and check out some of these other videos below. We'll see you next time.
Call me Cardassians.